as the topic before us today is, the current national security of this country. So we would start with Omar Sanyang first. So Omar, how would you describe the current national security of this country?
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim. This is a wonderful question. It is very sad that we are living in a country where the lives and properties of people are not secured. It is very sad that this is the type of country that we find ourselves in. The primary responsibility of police is to make sure that the properties of individuals and their lives are protected. So right now I can tell you this, that we are having a very weak security, and that is why the lives and properties of people living within the country is not secured, it's not safe. We have been seeing so many killings, murdering, stealing of properties in our land. We all understand that the police should have done something to remedy the situation. But what are they doing? Are they doing enough, even though they are doing something? But is it enough for us to have a very, peaceful society? Sometimes we said peace is not only the absence of gun, like people firing guns to each other. That is not peace alone. We have positive and negative peace. Having the gun killing could be positive peace, but, properties of people being stolen, people being killing, and their happiness even is we can term it as negative peace. So you understand that these are the things that are happening in our country. These are the things that are happening in the continent. Sorry, but we have to talk about it because it is high time that we sensitize the people that these are the things that are happening in our land. The police and other stakeholders should stand as firm as they can to make sure that people are having a just society. Not only a just society, but a peaceful society. A society that everybody can live in harmony. A society that everybody can live in peace. A society that nobody will fear that if I go out this particular time of the day, I will be killed or I will be raped or certain things. So I think the police can double up into that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Interesting. Viewers, like I told you earlier on, it would not be just, a discussion, but it will be a discussion of ideas. And of course, they will not only stop at giving ideas, but they'll give you remedies on how to solve those problems. Now, Honorable Alujo, for your part, how would you describe the current national security of this country?
All right, thank you so much, Bye. That's a great question. Looking at the security of this country, it is definitely alarming because recently from 2021 to date we have been receiving a lot of rape cases, murder cases, armed robbery, theft, and so on and so forth. And this is something that continue increasing and increasing according to global peace standard. When you look at the crime rate in the country, the Gambia, it is almost something like 65%, meaning that is very high. And other related issues, corruption and other things that can actually propel insecurity in the country, it is very, very high. In looking at the corruption, it is almost 85% according to the Global Peace Index in the Gambia here. So armed robbery, you can bear with me witness, and I believe that even the viewers also can also bear me that a day or week hardly pass in this country without hearing robbery, rape, or murder cases. So obviously, I think it is high time for the government of the Gambia to look into these issues and then trying to make sure that they find ways in which to mitigate this crime rate, because it is very, very worrying. Because somebody even told me that, Aliu, it's so scary for me to go out at night time now, because when I heard that 2 policemen were shot to death, obviously, who are we? Are we safe? If the security personnel, have been killed, been attacked, by armed robbers, and then we believe that those people have the weapon to protect themselves, much more an ordinary citizen who normally walks on your way to go to work in the morning as early as 7 o'clock. When you look at the students, when they go for studies, they will go home around 5 o'clock to go and prepare for school. And you will realize that on their way going home, they will be attacked by people. So are the students safe? No. Are the people safe in the country? No. It is something that the government need to look into it in order for them to provide solutions as soon as possible.
Interesting, and thank you very much for that, Honorable Alujo. Now, moving back to Omar. Omar, said that the police, here, but like these crime rates are increasing day in, day out. So, Omar, I mean, the police will tell you that they are, I mean, they have what they call the police, I mean, patrol team. I mean, that would be out every night to make sure that, I mean, places, I mean, that are prone to crimes, I mean, are patrolled to ensure that, I mean, crime reduces in this country. So, how would you justify that? I mean, is that sufficient enough to ensure that crimes are reduced in this country?
Yeah, thank you very much. If you are listening keenly, I said that in as much as the police might told you or tell us that they are doing their work, it's not sufficient for us to have a security that is fit for purpose. You know, you understand that, yes, we are all Gambians, we all live here, but we do not only have Gambians in the land. We have people that are from other parts of the world. We have people from Senegal, we have people from Nigeria, we have people from Ghana, we have people all over that are living and they are residents of this country. So sometimes something contributes immensely to the security of a particular country. You understand that having papers in a country, I am a Gambian, I have my national identity card, or I have something that identifies that I'm a Gambian. If I commit a crime, you will know this particular individual is a Gambian. But you might have other individuals who are not even Gambians, but they have Gambian national ID cards. They have Gambian papers. If they commit crime sometimes, you will say, yes, they are Gambians, but they are not Gambians when it comes to, looking at where they originated from. So it is telling you, even giving out papers to other individuals, it has to do with security. Why am I giving this particular thing to this particular individual? When it comes to the law of neutralization, you understand that you have to be crime-free for a country to give you a particular document for you to be able to be a citizen of that particular country.
Absolutely.
But you will understand that, is that the case in the Gambia? Are we truly going through those things? So you understand that crime rate will continue. So the police are not doing enough. You go to police stations, you find people there every day that this is an individual who committed crime. For instance, robbery or theft, killings, rapings, every day. But you understand that, yes, these are the things that we found ourselves in. So what are the police doing? Sending in 5 military or 5 police officers to go for a patrol is not enough. Sending in 15 is still not enough. And how are they even doing their patrol? The way of operating, how is it? How are they doing their patrol? Is it that they go in with their vehicle just trying to look for individuals who are smoking ganja, or they are going deep into details to know what are who are those individuals that are committing crime? You understand that sometimes you'll even call police that there is a crime happening here, but for them to be there earlier becomes a problem.
So what the police will tell you, like at times they are not equipped with materials, or with certain equipment that they might use. I mean, to make sure they are safe for themselves first, because you cannot go to a particular crime scene. I mean, trying to to protect people while you are not protected. So like the police will tell you at most of the time is that we don't have sufficient equipment to ensure that we are able to tackle certain problems as they happen. So that also is a problem.
Yeah, the police is part of the executive body of government. They execute laws. Sometimes we understand that we are living in a country that corruption is now becoming a tradition in our land. If you are corrupt, they celebrate you. This is the country that we are living in. We celebrate thieves. We celebrate them. But our government officials, from the president down to the last dumper at the National Assembly, everybody that is occupying the public office right now as I'm speaking are corrupt. I will not tell you one is not corrupt. What? Everybody. You understand? Yeah, all right. You understand that the government is supposed to do certain things. The police cannot do their work. Yes, in as much as we want to blame the police for not, giving us the security that we need, we also have to give the same blame to the government that they are not providing the police the same equipment or equipment that the police might need to do some of their duties. So you understand that the government is having a role to play in the national security of the country. So one of the reasons why we sacrifice our rights as citizens to vote for individuals in our public offices is security. Number one is security. That is why our life and our properties need to be secure. That is one of the reasons why we sacrifice some of our rights to vote for the president or vote for other National Assembly members. If I said, all right, I will not going to vote. If everybody says that we are not going to vote, everybody is going to take the law in our own hands. We are all going to protect our lives. We are all going to protect our properties. It is going to be an anarchy system of government. That is why we vote for individuals. So if presidents and National Assembly members are not making laws that can protect the lives and livelihoods of the people, we are nowhere to be seen. I am from a land whereby people will be coming in and then killing my people. I am from Funi. People will be coming in, driving in. People outside the country would pass our borders, come to our land, kill our people, and go back. Sometimes they will even kill them. We will not see that. It's sad. That is the type of the country that we are living in. So it is telling you that sometimes the government neglects the people. They neglect our security sector. They neglect the educational sector.
Omar, I mean, the government will tell you, like, I mean, that's what they call, I mean, the security sector reform. I mean, the government is committed to ensure that the entire security is being reformed. So since 2017, they've been, I mean, chanting such, I mean, slogans. I mean, that they would, I mean, how to call it? They are committed towards, I mean, changing our security aspect. So, I mean, this is also another problem. And then we witnessing certain crimes increasing day in, day out. People have just been killed for just deliberate. Let me say it like that, for deliberating. So now, Omar, without wasting more time, let me allow Honorable Joe also to come in on that is Honorable. So now, hence Omar was talking about the police. I mean, not responding to crime scene as soon as possible, or as the crimes, I mean, unfold at that particular scene. So now, for you, what is your take? Is the police really, I mean, doing what is expected, and so that, I mean, crimes are mitigated in this country?
Well, on that case, I am going to object, Umar. Looking at the police, I believe they are doing their best to ensure that people's life and properties are safe in this country. But there are materials, there are gadgets, there are things that the police need. Mobility is among them, and then of course they need to have so many things. Because I can remember last time I was having discussion with King Collie, and I have put it to him that, you know, a country that is serious to actually mitigate crime rate in the country, you must have devices along the roads, like to have a camera around Westfield, around Birkama, around Tanje, so that in an event that somebody committed a crime, the culprit can be apprehended or can be detected quickly. But how do you expect somebody to do something around Senegambia where there's no camera? The only cameras that you guys want to rely on is the camera that has been installed by people for their own private thing. So it is high time for government to, you know, put more money into security. Government need to put more money into the security. In as much as you want to blame the police are under the Ministry of Interior. And Ministry of Interior, they are the achillum when it comes to, I mean, protecting the lives and livelihood of the people. Umar made mention of, you know, people of Senegal. This is about territorial integrity. Gambia, our territory is not being protected. We have porous borders in this country. You can kill somebody and then, you know, flee within seconds. So it happens here. Until at some point somebody, the one who suited to kill the two policemen, allegedly, I mean, caught at customers. He already flew within seconds. While the police, this incident happened within 5 minutes, and everybody was aware. Because we have the porous border, this individual happens to actually go and leave the country. So it is so sad that people in Foni are living in fears. People in Foni are not being protected. The National Assembly of Foni, they have been advocating for such. They have been calling for the government through National Assembly, and they also call them for meeting. You understand? You will realize, you will see frustration under the eyes of their people, you know, National Assembly member Bakari Kamara, Bakar Baji, and then other, you know, Almame. Anytime you actually check on them, they will be advocating for peace. They will be advocating for the people in Foni to live in a very, very, you know, conducive environment for students to be able to go to school. At some point, they even close the school in Foni, which is so sad, which is deeply sad, because come on, when you have a country which is not peaceful, it traumatizes the younger ones than that of the elderly people. Not going to school alone can actually traumatize you. You can say, wow.
Absolutely. What does even force you into something?
Obviously, yes. So at some point you will lose appetite to go to school, and it can even nurture sense of how to call it, to be a rebel in the country. Because in an event that you are hearing gun every day, you know, people are fighting always. You understand? You always heard that, you know, your family members been killed, your dad been killed. But today, if you kill my dad deliberately, I will do what it takes to ensure that the justice is served to the core. Because people of Fuji do not have justice. If my people have been killed deliberately, I'm not going to leave it to rest like that. It's even better I accumulate or to actually, you know, look for money to actually sue the government to anywhere I can actually have justice. Because you cannot walk free. You see people walking, going to their daily life, they'll be killed just like that. So the police also need to intensify. In as much as I wanted to object Umar, the police also have a role to ensure that people's life and security are safe and well protected. But if police have been compromised, because police have been compromised all along, when you actually arrested somebody, detain the individual, they will grant the individual with a bail. Because, and that bail, the matter will not be filed to the court many a times. You will see somebody being caught for something. At the end of the day, when the person is taken to the police, the family members will come. And at some point, they will masla and then, they will look at one of the police head there and try to corner the person. And if they have the money, they can actually give it to the people, because we all know what is going in the country. When you look at the bribery and corruption in this country is skyrocketing. And it is something that's sending an alarm. And of course, before you go there, tourists, before they come to the country, they have to search whether the country is peaceful or not. Just to tell you this, according to the statistics, the most peaceful or the safest country in Africa are Ghana, Mauritania, and Botswana. These are the only 3 safest countries in Africa. Despite Gambia.
So Gambia, despite being called the smiling coast of
Gambia,
Africa is being kicked out now, and then only 3 main countries fight to be the most safe countries for people to visit it.
Obviously.
So like how would this affect the future of this country, considering that the Gambia is not being named after the 3 main peaceful countries in this region?
Very good. So when you see you have the top 3 safest country, which we believe that we deserve to be there, But I think we have a one quotation that we fool ourselves: the smiling coast of Africa, smiling coast of Africa. In what? What are we providing to the world market? What Gambia? What are we exporting? Because we realize that in order for us to have food security in this country, we need to make sure that we invest a lot in agriculture. Then tourists usually come to this country. One of the countries in West Africa where tourists visit, is Gambia. They will come in thousands, but now few tourists will come. What do they have here to watch, other than to actually go to the beach? There are other countries that have beach now. So tourists, all the tourist attractive areas in this country are being vandalized. Even the ministry is pointing below, because the Ministry of Tourism, they are not doing much. Gambia Tourism Board, when you go there, they have a very, very beautiful structure, and they are doing nothing. The boys that usually go to the beach now, the boys, when you have these tourists around, they always go and tap some of them, and it actually boosts their life. But now, the Gambia tourism industry, trying to, hide these tourists from the boys. And then you realize that tourists, much of them will not be at the beach side to go and relax. But of course, they will be given by a tour guide. The Gambia Tourism Board will be there taking care of their needs. Even those who are pressing juice at the beach now, they don't have customers. Because these people, when they come, they will give them hotel. And when they give them the hotel, that's where they're going to be circled. That's where they're going to be covered. And then these boys will not have access to look for opportunity. So one thing for sure is Gambia is among the safe countries in Africa. That is, nobody can question that. Gambia, Senegal, and other countries. But the safest country in West Africa now, or in Africa, is Mauritania and Ghana, which is I'm very, very surprised. Because you cannot say that they don't fear to us. They are feared. Every day you must have a case in this country. You must have a crime. So in an event that you are hearing crime every day or week, obviously, yes, if your name has not been captured there, I don't think you can question that.
Honorable, I did hear you say, at times some of the police head, are bribed. And then, do you think this also, is also a threat to the security of this country?
Yes, I made mention of when somebody committed a crime, a police officer may accept bribe. You understand? May accept bribe. At some point, the case will go. It will be rushed under the carpet. I witnessed one thing. When you go to the traffic, you will realize that when you get to the just yesterday, I was going with some materials home, and this police officer, break us and asked the driver who owns this material behind the truck. I told him that it is me, you understand, with a deeper voice, because, I am not afraid of them anymore. Even themselves, they know that. So I told him it is me, you understand. I thought that he's just going to object some of the things, or he's just going to search. If he said he want to search, I would allow him to search. Because of that materials behind the truck, cost almost thousands of dollars. So he's with the notion that this guy may have money. Right? And, quickly told me that, these are things me and Nakwaka always, and everybody's aware of it. You understand? So, police officers should search my materials, whether there is drug or whether there is anything. That is because it's so sad. Yeah. That's why one of my friends, made mention of this. According to Banko Kanjang, you have just $300. You can smuggle the drug. So many a times we heard that drugs have been intercepted at the airport. Every month, or at times, one case in Golden Mile will call interceptor. How many of them will pass? Okay? So many things will be actually passed, especially this checkpoint. I think they are punching below their weight, because police officer, your role is to search. And then you get a police officer, because even IGP Lord Ambassador, Minister Lord, I'll break the minister.
No immunity.
I went to the National Assembly, Nim Police Obakaja, because they are my good friend. King Kwale, the PRO, Binda, and others, they are good friends of mine. So, Nim Police Obakaja, because they are citizens, they are sacrificing for this country.
Absolutely.
And they should be commended for that. So I was chatting with them, when you MP do for me, become more conduct, which is so sad. You MP yourself, you cannot take yourself to the National Assembly. People have to vote you into the power.
Absolutely.
So, when you become more conduct, in fact, you understand? So, we only want to inspect. Scan, so will be another scan. You understand? So,
Anything in there.
Obviously, that is the notion the Gambian people have. Even if I minister today, somebody wanted to search you, you tell the person that, who are you? I'm going to search you. If you want to let the IGP send me out of the police, I will search anything that has to do with, look at King Koli, regardless of whatever you have. Semester So that is it. We have to be ready to fight for our country. We have to be ready to stand for our country. We have to be ready to do what is right, regardless of the position. Without tinted glass. With tinted glass. Without number plate. Who are they not to be searched? Who are they not to have number plate? Even National Assembly members, something number plate on your cover. Who are there to cover the number plate? They are just ordinary citizens like some of us, in which they are going to be out of the office shortly. Because when you serve 2 or 3 times, you're going to be kicked out of the parliament. Because as a Democrat, we always support term limit. So tomorrow we are going to be there in that parliament. So you will realize that to do things right, we will definitely take this country forward. And we need to make sure that we work together with the police to provide them with information, and let the police also, protect the people that will report the matter to them. Because in an event that Umar is patriotic, Umar is patriotic, he's nationalist, Nastada ka report kava, the local Kedo Aliu, and in Drogol Kanaja. Umar informant. And his life can be in danger. Yeah, they can even try to attack him. So wala na purka ko police or do information or the call back. Because the information there, nobody knows whether information can leak or not. So what they need to do is they need to ensure that in order for us to have a peaceful country, we need to ensure that we make a limit to bribery and corruption. Because in as much as bribery and corruption is getting higher and higher, corporate will go free. People will break the law. We will live in a country of lawlessness and no massive. We all see other countries. That's why, this topic is very important, because peace is priceless. You will never know peace until when you travel to other countries. Be model your casino. They are traumatized entirely. Look at Rwanda in 1994. Rwanda almost 1,800,000 people to 1 million people were perished. Rwanda. Almost 200,000 women were raped. So, because of, in a country where there is lawlessness, there is law in this country. This country is governed by the law. And I'm sure that the government of the Gambia is aware that the state of affairs in this country. Therefore, they need to make sure that they take a bold step in making sure that they get into these matters.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Interesting. Bribery and corruption, of course, detriment to national development. Esteemed viewers, just to remind you once again, it is your current affairs. So here on Fine TV Gambia, the only viewpoint, and with me here is Honorable Aliu Job, and of course, Honorable Omar Sanya. Well, they are not, new faces to most of you, I know. These are public figures as of now.